guys, welcome back to West Texas Bushcraft. Today I come to you from the Bushcraft kitchen. Now why am I in the kitchen? Why aren't I out there in the bush doing stuff? Well, if you remember from the last few videos ago, the multi-purpose first aid kit, well, I told you I was going to be adding ginger to my spices in there for getting rid of headaches. Okay, so I've been scouring the supermarkets, been looking in the spice aisles for some good ground up ginger. Can't find none of that. Not unless you want it crystallized and highly processed and costing $11 for a jar about that big. No thank you. Not very budget. So then I went and had a look at the aisle where it has all the herbal supplements, and sure, they got some ginger in capsules there, but for about 15 to 18 bucks a bottle, and then you have to crack open all the capsules. I don't think so. Besides all that, 15 to 18 bucks. That's not very budget either. So I go out there to the aisle with the fruits and vegetables and get my own ginger root. So what I wanted to show you today is how I'm going to process this stuff out and make my own spice out of that. Some good dried powdered ginger. And you can use this same method for any other kind of fresh herb. Instead of buying the spices yourself, you can make them yourself. So instead of spending 15 to 18 bucks or 11 bucks on the spices that all this is, this cost me $1. So very budget, and it's also good skills to know because you can use it out in the bush. So I know you're asking yourself, whatever do I need to be able to process these spices out? Well, let me show you. So first off, you're going to want, of course, whatever it is you're getting ready to process out into a powder form. In this case, of course, it's ginger. And then you'll need a cutting board to process all that out. And since this is going to be dry and this is nice wet stuff, I have my good old dehydrator here. So I'm going to cut this stuff up, I'm going to dry it, and then once I get done drying it, I'm going to have to grind it up into a powder. And I'm going to use these tools for that. So instead of a kitchen knife, I'm going to use my cool Mora. Heck yeah, that's bonus points. I mean, I'm doing bushcraft stuff, might as well use a good bush knife. And then instead of a mortar and pestle, since I don't have one, I'm in the market for one, so I'm actually looking for one. Instead, I'm going to use this citrus zester. This is for taking citrus fruits like limes or lemons, oranges for baking needs, and instead of course, instead of buying the dried peel, you can make it yourself. You drag the peel across that and it turns it into a fine powder. So that's the whole idea here, and of course a container to catch it in, because you put the zester over there, and then once you get your dry material, you start grinding it over that. And so you'll need something to catch that in. So let's get ready here. We're going to take these good old tools and we're going to process out this ginger and put it in that dehydrator. Okay, I turned the light on up here, so hopefully that way we can see what we got going on a little better. So first off, I'm just going to take this root and I'm going to process it out a little bit and get it into some workable pieces here. So now I have some fairly decent sized pieces to work with, and all I really want to do with this is take it and slice it thin enough so it will dry decently, and be careful that you don't hack your fingers up. It's a good thing I'm doing this at home. So I'm going to slice this out. Just kind of chop it up a little bit. You want small enough pieces that'll dry nice and easy. And me, a lot of people that's going to process out ginger, they like to skin the thing. I prefer not to. I prefer to leave the skin on there because there's a reason that skin is there. Almost any kind of skin, whether it's plant or animal, is going to usually have some good nutrients in there that you're going to want to hang on to. So there we go, we're all sliced up. Let's put that in the dehydrator. In case you've never used a dehydrator before, I'm going to show you how. What we do is I'm just going to lay this stuff out. You want to make sure there's plenty of room in there, because how a dehydrator works is it circulates warm air through the bottom and up over the top and then blows it out. So it's essentially just a big hair dryer, I guess you could say. So just evenly space this stuff out. Now the particular model I got, I've got to have at least 3 rows in here, so I had to put an extra tray down in here in order to make this work out. Because of the depth of it, I'm going to have to put a couple of extra trays on top here, so that way my blower can fit right down in the middle. Put the blower on it. Oops, missed a piece. We'll toss that one right there. And the blower's on it now. Flip the switch. We'll let that sit for a little while. So now we just wait. Smells nice. Smells like ginger. We're still waiting. He likes the way it smells. He wants to see how it comes out. It's taking a while. Does it smell good? Oh yeah, it smells really good. Can't wait for this.
Well, it appears that we have a bushcrafter here that has no gear on him whatsoever. Maybe he forgot it. Maybe he lost it. Maybe he just flat couldn't buy any. What do we see here? Oh man, it's a big pile of crap. This is so awesome. And what a lifesaver it is. We have a beer bottle for our primary canteen. A chicken liver container. Everybody needs one of those. A great carabiner substitute. And we have something here that I have no idea what it is, but it's probably useful. A backup canteen? And a box? Great! Wow, even a bag to put all this crap in. Look, the bag makes a great satchel for all your crap. Thank you very much, irresponsible adult. Now I wonder who would leave such good stuff behind. It must be whoever left this. Good job. Find yourself a crap pile today and you'll never ever have to buy gear again.
Well, it's the next day. Let's see if this stuff is finally dehydrated. That piece is. We'll switch that off because it's annoying. Well, those are all good and dry and crispy. Have a look. That's exactly how you want them, all shriveled up and dry. Perfect. Now it's time to take them off of that. And then we'll start grinding them up into a fine powder. That'll be fun. Whoa boy. Okay, so the dehydrator ran for about 24 hours and this is what we have left of that whole ginger root. It's not very much, so for you guys that are unfamiliar with dehydrating things, it shrinks down to roughly a quarter of its original size. That's just going to be pretty close to just about anything that you dehydrate. So now we're going to take it and we're going to grind all that up with this zester here. And again, I was not able to find a good mortar and pestle, so we're going to have to do this the hard way. And as you can see here, you just take your pieces and you just start rubbing them on this. In case you're unfamiliar with what a zester is it's basically just a real small cheese grater of sorts. So I'll put that on there and then just start taking my pieces of dried ginger, rub it on the zester nice and good like so. and make a fine powder out of it. So I have a long way to go. Yeah, that was just taking way too long. So, broke out the old blender. Let's see what happens. Much better. Crank it up a notch. Come on, let's go for more power. They need to make these with gasoline engines. Still chunks. Still chunks. Let's put it on frappe mode for a while. Oh yeah! I'm pretty sure we got it. Let's see what we got. Alright. Smells gingery. Woo! Don't suck that into your nose. God, it smells fantastic. It smells like candy. But there you have it. That's what it'll do. And there's our end product. Look at that. Perfect. That'll be great. You can season your food with that. You can make a paste out of that. Put it on your temples and get rid of a headache. So there you go, bushcrafters. Working in the bushcraft kitchen, come up with your own spices. That's plenty to go around for a good long while. But that right there, my friends, that is a whole ginger root, completely ground up and dehydrated. Doesn't turn into much once you get rid of all the water. But I'll tell you right now, this will definitely do the trick. So I got to learn a lesson today along with you guys. So I was showing you how to make spices, and I figured out a better way to do it. Who would ever thought a blender would have been good for that? It's probably why I'm not a chef. Experiment with some spices for yourself. Do some research on spices because they have all kinds of good medicinal purposes and such. And figure out a good way to process that. I recommend the blender. Who needs a mortar and pestle? That's also part of bushcrafting, figuring some of this stuff out on your own. So, go out there, get some spices. Put together your spice kits. Make some of your own spices. That's a lot of fun. Makes your kitchen smell pretty good too. So until then, you guys go get dirty, have fun, be safe, and grind the right spices.